Nate Boucher joins me once again, this time as he prepares to make his professional mixed martial arts debut this weekend at NEF 42 when he faces Chris Caterino. Nate, how are you?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, man. It was a pleasure having you on the show. A lot to get to. You originally were supposed to fight Norman Fox. That fight is now done, and you're fighting Chris. Thankfully, he stepped in on relatively short notice to take this fight. All in all, are you excited to fight Chris, or are you more kind of bummed that you didn't get to fight Norman? Because I know there was a little bit of trash talk there.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset that I didn't get to share the cage with Norman. I was looking forward to that one. It's not very many of my fights have I had that there was any kind of trash talk, and I love nothing more than shut people like that up. He's been out of the game a long time, and he's not coming back now. So I'll be ready when he's ready to make his appearance. I'll be waiting on that fight, but very thankful to Chris for stepping in. I personally think it's a step up in competition. So I think it'll be much more of an impressive debut fight.
How did that trash talk with Norman start? Was it on his end? I'm assuming so, just based on what you said.
Yeah, it was completely random. The NEF posted my fight video from when I won the NEF flyweight title, and he made comments saying I was a one-dimensional fighter and that the fight was pathetic. And then he messaged my coach Dustin, calling me out, asking for the fight. So I was more than happy to take it. I looked at it as a gift for a pro debut, and was absolutely looking forward for that one. But I'm sure that will come back around soon enough, and I'm looking forward to fighting Chris this weekend.
Nice. Well, happy to see that you still have a fight lined up. That's the most important thing. Hopefully that fight with Mr. Fox does happen down the line. That should be interesting. Trash talk always makes things a little bit more fun and anticipating for the fights. I do want to talk about accepting this fight too, because everyone knows as an amateur fighter, that's when you kind of you learn, you make mistakes, you kind of grow as a fighter. And then when you turn pro, that's when it needs to be taken incredibly more serious, because your record is your record. That's what people look at. And you're normally fighting at 125 pounds. This fight's at 140 pounds. Did you have any reservations on accepting this fight?
No. Chris is usually a 135-pound fighter. He's had one other fight, or maybe two other fights at a catch of 140. I don't think he's an incredibly large guy that's going to have a hard time cutting down to 140. The 140 weight is more of a respect to Chris for taking the fight. It's short notice, man, 2 weeks. You really can't, try to get as he's not getting nowhere near a full camp. So the respectful thing to do is to give that 5 pounds, and it benefits me in certain ways, I think, as well. I've definitely I think it'll make for a good fight, definitely.
What's your weight at right now?
Right now I'm 145.
Okay, so this is a piece of cake for you. Did you get to eat any cake leading up to this?
Absolutely. Well, when I found out about it, I definitely enjoyed a steak and a baked potato that night. But I started off this camp, I was about 150, and then I started cutting weight for Norman. Luckily, I found out at about, I was about 140. So it works out pretty well. I've been managing my weight really well, and I'm ready to, go whether it's at 130 or 140, So.
I understand that this camp has been a little different than usual. Can you just fill me in on as to how?
Yeah, so usually leading up to the fight, I'm on a pretty crazy diet, or I have to watch what I eat a lot more. It's been a lot more loose, and it's been a lot more comfortable training. I haven't really had to wear sweats too much to the gym, which is nice, and it's just helped me be able to focus in more on what's happening in class. And I've been able to focus a lot more on sharpening certain things, changing certain things, going from amateur to pro. I really just I spent a lot of time just absorbing and studying, different techniques, and I'm definitely excited to come in on the 8th and show that I've absolutely made that transition from amateur to pro.
Now, everyone knows your home gym is at Central Maine Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. However, I do understand you travel and you train a little bit with Jason Eric Bell, JB. Have you done that at all this camp? How has that been, that evolution of your relationship?
Yeah. So the funny thing is JB's actually he's in the town I live in, Rumford, which is a hometown of mine. It's so he's about I don't know a 5 minute walk away where he's doing his classes and running his classes, and he's teaching a lot of really high level stuff over at Finisso BJJ, and yeah, it would be silly to not take advantage of that, to not go over and hear what he has to share and take in some of his techniques. It's definitely different than what they teach at CMBJJ, and any different opinion you can get, any different aspect you can get on the same position is all good information. So definitely JB's been a big help and super convenient to me, and I'm really appreciative of all the help he's had.
Yeah, he's been very complimentary of you as well. He said nothing but nice things anytime I've interacted with him, talking the fight game and whatnot. That's great that you have, I guess, multiple camps, so to speak, helping you getting prepared for this fight. I do want to ask, first off, congratulations on winning the amateur belt there. I know that was a long time coming. Can you just describe, now that it actually happened, what it meant to you, and now maybe what it did for your confidence here moving forward? I mean, because you got a nice shiny belt that you can put up on the mantle at home, and that's got to be pretty nice.
Yeah, I got it right in its case out in the hallway over here, but that feeling was it was a long time overdue, and the way I see it, winning the belt that night was just a formality part of it. I still strongly believe I won that fight against Justin Witham, and then I should have won the belt last June. I won the fight, didn't make weight. Third time was the charm. It was a long, long time coming, a lot of hard work, and I definitely was up and down, but I made a lot of adjustments, and I've learned a lot and changed a lot of things, and it's worked, and now things are rolling.
Well, congratulations again. Very happy to see you get the win. Very well deserved. You put in a lot of work here as an amateur, been fighting for a while now. So congrats to you for that win here. I do want to ask you, Nate, you're a big sports fan just like me. I'm a little nervous about Tom Brady and our Patriots, man. Do you think he's going to come back and sign, or do you think he's going to go someplace else?
Man, I don't know if you caught that Hulu commercial, but I think that was a little foreshadow as to what's going to happen next season. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't see it happening.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Let me
see it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
lead into it as much on the headlines. I think, the house he bought in Connecticut. Who knows, man? I don't see him going anywhere. No way.
I hope you're right. My I guess gut reaction to that commercial was that he's going to continue playing football. Like he's not going anywhere. He's going to play football. Yeah. So
I think he's having fun with it. I think Brady's getting a lot of attention. I think he was the most popular player of the Super Bowl. His name was talked about nonstop that whole evening, and everything he does, people are exploding about. So I think he's having fun with it right now. I think he's staying in New England.
Now, do you like the Celtics as much as the Patriots? Are you a basketball guy too?
I'm a huge Bruins fan, man. I follow the hockey a lot more than basketball. I pay attention, especially lately with the Celtics, but I'm much more of when I go to TD, it's to see the Bruins play.
My first love growing up was basketball. I actually played a couple of years of small college ball up here in my neck of the woods, and I'm a big Celtics fan, right? And I got to admit, man, my whole life I grew up cheering against Kobe Bryant. I wanted him to lose, and it really affected me seeing what happened, that devastating helicopter crash. I didn't expect it to affect me so much with never meeting somebody, you know what I mean? But it did, man. Like, how did that affect you, if you don't mind talking about that? Because you're a sports fan just like me.
The way I look at it, regardless if it's Kobe Bryant or some guy from the middle of nowhere, The way that it happened, the event that happened, the helicopter crash, and the people besides Kobe that went with it, it's a horrific thing. And, anything like that just makes you think about, nothing's really guaranteed. Nothing's ever promised. Every time you get in a vehicle, anytime you get, every time you step foot outside your house, you never know what could happen. And when you hear about horrific incidents like that, I think in a way it affects us all. How we deal with it is what makes us all individuals. But definitely a horrible thing to happen. And, it's big loss, big loss.
Yeah, no doubt. Well said. I agree 110%. It's really such a tragedy, and I'm sure all of us in the sports world, regardless of what the sport is, will be talking about it for some time to come. Before we dive into this upcoming fight here with Chris, your pro debut here at NEF 42, one last unrelated sports question to to talk about here. Big fight on the same night as you, Jon Jones, Dominic Reyes. Who wins? How do they get it done?
Jon Jones, Dominic Reyes, man. Jon Jones he's on a different planet. This guy, he got up there really fast. I think maybe it's a little too soon for him right now. I don't see, him getting out of the picture after this fight. I do think that it's going to be a very competitive fight. You can't bet against Jones. You can't. He's too good. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to watch him lose. Even his one loss was just a disqualification. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until I see it happen, I just can't picture it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do think that Dominic has the size and the style to present problems for Jones. So we'll see. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy fight, but either way, it's going to be fun to watch. I'll have to catch the highlights because I'll be down watching your fight. Now, let's talk about this camp. Now, obviously, first opponent, Norman, canceled. Now you're fighting Chris. How did that change your training at all? I mean, it hasn't been that long since the change of opponents happened. So how did it affect what you were working on?
Yeah, so basically what I was doing was I was doing a lot more cardio and weight loss type training. And I'd started cutting weight, coming down. The fight was at 130, and I was really focused on making sure I had the cardio for 3 5-minute rounds and was comfortably at 130 the day weigh-ins. When the opponent changed, it was almost kind of a relief a little bit. Definitely a step up in competition. However, I was able to kind of sit back, relax, eat, get comfortable, get everything going good, my body running clean the way it's supposed to naturally. Got back up to 145, and I've been kind of just hanging out here the last 2 weeks or so, and I'll be a pretty easy dip down to 140, and then I'm thinking this will be the first fight I've ever had that doesn't require a sauna, so that's a big, it's so it's been nice to be able to just sit back and really it just feels like I'm training. It doesn't really feel like it's leading up to a fight. That's how different it is. More just being a student right now, and that's good.
Now, what does Chris do well, and where do you feel like you're going to hold big advantages here in this fight? Do you think you'll be able to exploit him in a certain area here?
Yeah, so from what I've seen, Chris, he likes to put you up against the cage and fight out of a clinch. He looks strong. He's definitely going to be strong. He's a little bit bigger than I am. He's all right. He's a good grappler. He's got some submission victories. So I definitely think he's got some grappling ability. I'm not really too worried about his ability to strike. I don't think. And I don't think he'll be able to maintain my pace or handle the pressure that I give off. I think I have a very intense wrestling, unique style, and it's definitely going to be a dog fight. I do think it's going to be a grinded out first round, and I think I'll catch him in a submission in the second round.
So do you think basically your pace is going to wear him down? That's why you envision getting the submission?
Very heavy pressure. There's no comfortable positions once I get a grip of you. But that being said, I'm not going to just come running in head first to try to grab a hold of you. Being very using precision, to close the distance and get in and do what I do. I can say it all day, and it shows time and time again. The takedown can't be stopped, so I intend to, find my opportunity and exploit
How's the Viking looking in camp? What do you expect to see from him against a tough opponent in Josh Harvey?
Yeah, he's been extremely focused. I've definitely noticed a lot more him focusing on himself and his skills and really trying to get himself in incredible shape, and he is. And he's been doing a lot of stuff over at Recon. He's been doing a lot of stuff privately. He's had some tough fighters messaging him to want to get some training and some rounds in. I think he's just as high level black belt as anybody else in the state. He's definitely an opponent that you can't step down against. As soon as you show a weakness, man, that guy will snag it up so quick. You won't even have time to comprehend what's going on before you know he's already sunk in some kind of awkward choke. And that's what makes him a unique fighter, is he has that ability to just stink a sub out of any position. So I think it's going to be exciting. And I think absolutely going to be one of the best fights of the night.
Now, do you expect for yourself and the rest of the fighters at CMBJJ that are competing to have a bunch of supporters there come fight night? Have you guys sold a lot of tickets?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think CMBJJ, their full CMBJJ army will be in attendance that night. Just myself personally, I've sold more tickets than I have in a long time. You know, I've really built a brand in my name at this point. I've had, a lot of touch and go fights with, people want to buy tickets here and there. No, this fight, a lot of people are showing their support. Very appreciative of the response I've gotten, making this transition to pro. And then, I got Erickson in the co-main event, and then 8 other teammates that are there to compete. You got Taylor Bartlett fighting Henry Clark. That's going to be a heck of a fight. You know what I mean? There's some real good matchups, and I'm very excited for the CMBJJ family to demonstrate, the gains we've made this last year and show that we're one of the top gyms in the state.
Yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait for fight night. There's a lot of fights on the card.
Yeah, fun fact about the gym. I think it was 2019 as a gym we went 22-6.
Wow. I did not know that. That's impressive.
Yep, it was a really good year. I knew it was like 17-6 going into that last November show, and then we had 5 fighters on that. So, and they all won. It was a hell of a year.
Yeah, very cool. Well, always a pleasure talking to you, my friend. Last question before I let you go. When do you expect to step back into the cage after this fight? I mean, as long as you're healthy, are you looking to fight on NEF's next card, which I believe should be like around April, May time?
Actually, so after I'm done with this fight on the 8th here, I'm expecting my first child next month. March 22nd is her due date. Kesley May Boucher will be, coming into the world. So I'll be having to take some time off to, get a new lifestyle and adjusted to it, and making my way back when it makes sense. But definitely got to focus on family after this fight.
Congratulations. You did mention that to me when I saw you up in Orono. So it's been a while, and my old brain sometimes forgets. So now that you reminded me, yeah, that's fantastic. Congratulations. So when did you say that the due date is when?
March 22nd.
Okay, great. So you plan on basically just being a dad for a while before you come back, which...
Yeah, we're looking, November or February. I'm trying to get 2 in this year is my personal goal. But now that I'm a pro, it's, we'll figure it out. But I'd like to get 2 fights in this year. September and November, if it's going to be again this year, though.
Okay, well, that's exciting, and congratulations. I think I'm going to have to go get you one of them little Tom Brady pink little baby jerseys for you guys.
Definitely going to know who the GOAT is growing up, that's for sure.
Nice, smart man. Well, listen, pleasure talking to you, as always, my friend. Before I let you go, any sponsors, anyone you want to thank, as always, the floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank the fan base I have coming in support of my pro debut. Like I said, the response has been outstanding. I'm looking forward to putting on a show for you guys. Cure Cannabis, you guys continue to be my #1 sponsor, and you guys help me in more aspects in life and just fighting. And I really appreciate all you guys do over there. And lastly, I want to give JB one more quick shout out. He's definitely been my #1 go-to guy for cross training as of late, and I'm also BJJ. He's doing a great job growing a legitimate jiu-jitsu school in the town of Rumford, which doesn't have a lot of that kind of opportunity around. So shout out to him. And then lastly, I just want to give a shout out to the CMBJJ family, Jesse Erickson and Dustin Denoy. I know I took this fight on a short notice, and they've done nothing but work some privates one-on-one. I'm working out 5 days a week, and they're staying over late nights at the gym, or they're coming in early, just to help me out and make sure that I'm fully prepared to compete on the 8th. So I'm very appreciative of the family I got around me right now in the fight world, and I'm looking forward to showing all this hard work paying off this Saturday night.